Okay, right, I'm going to show you all how to export your animations out of Maya into Unreal. I've been sort of fiddling around with this last few days trying to come to terms with it. It's not an easy beast, frankly, but hopefully we've got some sort of rock solid foundation here to work with. So you can see from what we've got here, we've got a sort of straightforward, sort of nice little Pixar jumpy mesh, jumpy lamp, angle poise, and then he bounces on that ball, dong, up in the air, and then he falls through a hoop up there. You see, it's just falling through there, etc., etc. Okay, so straightforward, kind of like a little play on basketball hoop dreams. Okay, so we're going to export them in a couple of different ways, and there's reasons for that. We will export out the lamp and the bulb as alembic caches, which is like a geometric flick book, kind of like frame by frame. This is what the geometry looks like. Import it into Maya, so import it into Unreal. And then in the center here we have in the center of the bulb here we have a cube, that's going to be exported out as a FBX. The reason being is that when we're in Unreal we want to tether a light into this area here, so that when he's jumping around it shines directly out of where the animator is directing it to. So you can't do that with a alembic file. It won't let you, so you have to do a separate thing. So we can hide that cube when we're in there, that's fine. Okay, so we're going to export out that separately, so that the bulb itself will have a sort of emitting glow, which will make it very bright, and also sort of glow on the inside of the hood, the lamp casing there. So let's do that one first. So we've got the bulb, and let's go to cache, alembic cache, export selection. Okay, so it's 1 to 750, that's the length of the animation, that's all fine. And these are the settings that we've got. So we've got UV right ticked, whole frame geo ticked, world space ticked, and for the file format we've got Ugawa. And let's call it, let's put it into there so we've got a nice fresh folder for you guys to see what's going on. Let's imaginatively call that bulb. Let's call it bulb alembic. So we've got a good reminder of exactly what we're doing. Okay, you can see these have actually been already been baked, but that doesn't make any difference. Okay, so that's done. So now we're going to do the rest of the mesh. So we've got a lamp hood there. You can see that that's constrained within or parented within the joint structure there. I did find that when I was trying to do some alembic exports a few days ago, if the meshes are sort of parented one on top of the other, it didn't seem to go out very well. So I ended up sort of combining the meshes, which dropped them outside of the parenting, and that seemed to work. Anyway, that's kind of where we are. So I've got a lamp hood and the bottom legs and the base, the head, the leg there. Okay. Cache, it'll be cache. Okay, same settings, and let's call it lamp alembic. Okay, there it goes. It takes a bit longer to import them into Unreal than it does to export them out of Maya. Okay, that's all fine. And for the cube, what we want to do is tether it exactly to a part of the geometry there, particularly a part of the joints actually. So you can see this last joint here, these purple lines coming up here to this last joint. The anchor for that joint, let me show you, is exactly, I've moved it so that it's exactly in, oh, I don't want that. Let's just click off that, the last one, there we go. So that is directly where we want the spotlight in Unreal to shine from. Okay, so that's fine in terms of exporting out. It was originally at the top of the hood there, but it doesn't make particularly any difference if we just drop that down. So that's that. and the cube holder, the anchor for that, is also directly in the same place, so that when we tether them together, they will be in exactly the right spot. So I'm going to select the last joint there and control click the cube, and then I'll need to put some constraints onto it. So I'm going to go to constraint point. Ooh, let's just take that off so that we've got the settings so you can show you. Do that again. Ooh, let's just move that over so you can see. So we've got that last joint, and then we want the cube and constrain point, which is the translation in space values. So I'm going to have no offset, because it's right on top of it and I don't want any offsetting. I don't want it bouncing around at all. The last thing you want in Unreal is for the spotlight to be moving within this casing. It's just going to look freaky. So there's no offset, and I'm going to increase the weight there to 5. Apply, up, and then we're going to do the same with the orient. I don't want that. Okay, there we go. So now you'll see when I scrub this through, you can see, yeah, it's rotating and orientating exactly as we want it. Okay, that's fine. So now I'm going to export that out. So I've just got the cube, and oh, cat's just come in. And I'm going to go to File, Export Selection. So these are the settings that you can see that I've got. Smoothing groups, tangents, smooth mesh, instances, and the animation there. I want minus 23 there, I just want 0. And those settings are there. I've got the skins, the blend shapes. I don't need the geometry cache file, obviously. It's not an big thing. Okay, and the file type, let's call it. I don't want it to go there. Let's go into exactly the right folder. And let's call it Pepper Cube. Okay, right, so if I open up Unreal now, it's going to start bringing them in automatically. So this one here is the bulb, so that's the geometry cache, so that's fine, geometry cache. I'm going to slowly sort of scrub through here so that I've got a sense of settings. Okay, there you go. You can see everything's going on there. Let's import that. So you can see it's processing. It takes a little while, as I said before. Okay. I'm just going to pause the video, so it's going to take a little while. Okay, so that one's come in fine. Didn't take long at all. And this is the second one. So this is a cube anchor, and obviously this one's the FBX, so we don't want it as geometry only, which is what we have with the other ones. We want that there. We've got a skeletal mesh and import mesh, and so again, let's go through this slowly so that we can make note of the ones which are ticked for future reference. Try and iron out any potential problems. Okay, so import all, and then it's giving me the ones here. Okay, so this one is the lamp again, geometry cache, that's fine. Same settings as before. Import. Got some strange looking icons there. They do not look familiar at all. Interesting to see what happens there. Okay, I'm just going to pause it while... Okay, right, they've all come in fine, and those strange pending kind of processing logos have disappeared, which is useful. Okay, so now let's do this. I'm just going to delete out some of the ones that I had previously, just so that you can see exactly what's going on here. So let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Oh, no, I don't want to do that actually, because I want the spotlight in there. So let's just detach that. Let's get rid of that. And get rid of that. Try and make sure I'm not deleting the wrong things. Okay, right, so I've got a straightforward set. You can see it's just there's a couple of lights in there, just a moody little sort of urban basketball type affair. Yet to be done properly. So let's just get rid of that thing there, and this is the sequencer which we're going to be using, so I'll show you how that works in a second. So first of all, we're going to take the the lamp alembic and the bulb alembic and the cube anchor animation, and drag those all onto the viewport there. And you can see that they come in with slightly different orientations, which is not difficult to fix at all. Let's do that first of all. I'm just going to take the lamp and the bulb, because they come in at a slightly different rotation. And hello. So I take those 90 degrees. Ooh, 90. No, never works. Okay, there you go. So that's tied them all up perfectly together. Oops. So let's just have a look. If I click on the cube anchor now, you can see that's directly in place. My pen is going crazy. Okay, so that's great. That's perfect for the spotlight. So now what we need to do is get them into the sequencer. So if I go into cinematics here, and you'll probably be doing a fresh one, so it would be add level sequence, but I've already got one here. And I'm just going to delete out those other ones. So we've got a fresh one, a fresh canvas, so you can see what's going on. And what I want to do now is move that, but my pen is not working. So let's grab that. There we go. Okay, so I want all of those three: the bulb alembic and the cube FBX and the lamp alembic, and drag them down here. And now we need to add on to these sort of animation attributes. So for the bulb, that is the geometry cache, and the lamp is also geometry cache, and the cube, if we go into it, it will tell us the animation. Is that one there? Okay, so if I scrub through now, there you go. So they're all tethered nicely together. Now what we're going to do is just quickly put that light onto it. So let me just drag that out of the way. You don't need to see that anymore. Okay, so where's my spotlight? There it is. Why is it not? Well, where has it gone? Where has it gone? That's strange. Let's just G and get about there. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, well, he's got a strange rotation going on, so let's try and bash that. That's what I'm going to do. Actually, I'm just going to do that sort of manually because I don't know what's going on there. Are you going to bed, Oliver Hallows?
Have you seen the time?
The time?
Yeah.
No, what time is it? 22:26. It's very good.
What's this down here?
What's that?
Yeah.
That is a webcam. I'm just making a video for my students. Do you want to be in it?
Not really.
Yeah. There we go. I'll have to buy it out then. Say hello.
Hi.
Hello, hello, mate. Take care. Yeah, love you too. Okay, so that's the spotlight, and let's just give that a bit more blast there so you can really see that. So what we're going to do now is tether that in. It's nice and less sun to come in now, isn't it? And we want that to be directly I've had a bit more time here, I would get that spot on. Hopefully we'll get a sense of it. Woo! Yet to perfectly figure out the navigation systems here on Unreal, it's not like Maya. I'm sure I could probably go into the different viewports here and sort that out, but okay, that looks pretty good to me. I think it actually just needs to go back a bit. Not the floor. Okay, something like that. Okay, so the way that we hook it up is simply to take the spotlight on there and click and drag it on top of that FBX, that cube anchor, and the socket bone there, which is not on there. Okay, let's just G that off so we can hide that, and scrub it through on the sequencer. Woo! It's not going. It's not going. Why is that? That's curious. Let's just check the animation on that cube anchor. There's no animation on it. What is going on there? That's disturbing. Okay, right, let's have a quick look. Okay, I think the reason being is that we need to bake that out. So, I thought I had, anyway. Okay, let's take the cube and go to key, bake animation. Okay, right, let's try that again. File, export selection. Move out of the way, David. And cube anchor, export selection. Okay, let's go back into Unreal. Let's just take that and detach that and do that again. I think that might actually have already updated that. So let's just try that again now and see what happens. Where is my sequencer? Okay, so that's moving with it now. That's great. And let's put the spotlight onto it. Ah, there we go. Splendid. Okay, so there you go. Moving around with it now. Dunk, 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 dunk. That should work like a treat. Okay, there you go. Hopefully that was useful.